So, having led AGA through multiple strategic cycles since 1994, what did you believe about leading change early in your tenure that you have since revised or even abandoned outright? And so, putting this another way, what does the version of you leading today understand that the version of you in the 1990s simply did not?
So I want to give credit to my coach, Bridget Tyre. I badly needed somebody and guidance when I took this job, and I learned a lot from her and a lot from experience. And the first one I'd say is just self-awareness. Early on, I underestimated the gap between what you think you're communicating and how people are receiving it. And being a CEO doesn't mean you say it and they get what you're saying. And there's the need to say things over and over again. And I kept using the word clarity during this podcast because that is one of the most important things I've learned. The second thing I'd say is managing your internal state. Um, Bridget calls it being a step down transformer because your feelings radiate and affect the system, as does anybody. If you're walking into something and somebody has a frown on their face, it affects you. And I try to not negatively affect people. Sometimes I kind of have a stern face, so maybe I can't always succeed, but that's important. And the third thing is, I mentioned this before, just patience with change. You think you're the CEO and you can get something done. You can't. You have to manage that through a process that the system can absorb at the pace that's comfortable for them. So it's clarity, self-awareness about how people are receiving you, keeping the system calm so they can process things and then bring it to a pace that they can absorb.
Appreciate that you gave credit to their coach. I'm still working through my own issues, right, over the years. But when I was deciding what to do years ago at this point, my coach, Peggy Cooper, basically said, because I said something, and she goes, "You can't be 1 foot here and 1 foot there." And she goes, "Everybody will pick that up. You won't appear to be committed. And so if you're looking to start a business, you need to be 2 feet into this and move forward." And I think often that external perception is really helpful to people if they're open, like you just talked through, open to that criticism to adapt. And there's a lot of writing that I've done, and I'll insert communication theory, and I have this even coming in next week's issue, and it's connected to the topic, but it's just as a constant reminder, because what we do say, we often don't take the moment to understand how it's being received. And so, to your point on the clarity, you need that clarity, and it's the watching the body movements and so forth to see if people actually have understood, or at least understood enough to ask the questions that they may have to gain that further clarity. And there's a lot of leaders that just don't do that.
Yeah, that's a good way to frame it.